Hi, family. Welcome back, Yah Royal family. Blessings to each and every one of you. Giving praises to the Most High, Yah, unto His Son Yeshua, unto the Ruach, the Holy Spirit. So, family, I want to come back with another video. It's going to link in with the previous ones I've done of the Lemba tribe. I'm just going to do some different parts of it. It's 24 minutes, of course, but a lot of great information coming out in this video. So hold tight, and I will see you on the other side of the video.
Bagaes, rona re le batho ba mona Africa re batho ba ile reng ha re tshwane. Re na le di-culture tse fapaneng ebile ga etswa ka mebala e tshwanang ka moriri e tshwanang le letlalo la rona ha le tshwane empa re kopana kaofela ho aga setjhaba sena se sentle sa Afrika Borwa. Ke a amohela kaofela mo Mzansi Go Talk SA. Jwale ka ha le tseba ke kgaogelo wa ha monama ka jeno lena re tla be re bua ka culture re provinceng ya Limpopo ho lo e ruta ka culture ya batho ba Lemba. Batho ba Lemba badimo ba bona ke bo Abrahama le bo Isaka le bo Jacobe ebile ba bang ba lona le ba tseba ka bo di Black Jews ba Southern Africa. Jwale ke a le mema hore re tsamayeng kaofela re lo ithuta ka setho sena sa batho ba Lemba. Taba ke eo. Ka jeno lena mo Talk SA re tjhakela provinceng ya Limpopo re lo ithuta ka batho ba Lemba. Re lo ithuta hore batho bana ba tswa ho kae le ditsela tsa bona tsa ho etsa dintho ho tshwana le ho pata motho ha hlokofetse le ka mkgo ba pheyang ka teng. Jwale he ka jeno lena ke kopa le duleng fela hona moo ka hore ditaba tse re di tshwereng di a kgatlisa.
Re ne re bebiwa re ba Lemba a re le ngulube a re le tshithu fago.
Jwale he re tjhakela Dr. Himla Sudil, yelling human geneticist ko National Health Laboratory Services. Re lo utlwa ka research ya hae ya batho ba Lemba. Good day, Doctor. How are you?
Very well, thank you, and welcome.
So, Doctor, please tell us about yourself and the work that you do.
I'm a human geneticist, and I've been working here at the National Health Laboratory Service for the past 29 years. And my research has focused on using genetic methods to try to understand the history of the peoples of Africa.
So, when and how did you hear about the Lemba people?
Well, it was around the middle of the 1980s when my head of department, Professor Trevor Jenkins, was invited by the Lemba Cultural Association to come and do genetic research on the Lemba to kind of investigate their own oral history about their linkages to Jewish people.
Please tell us about the Y chromosome study and how it came about and the people that were involved in it.
When I did mitochondrial studies, we found no linkages with people from outside of Africa. In fact, you couldn't tell the difference between a Lemba or a Venda among whom they lived and other people in the Southern African region. However, when my colleague Mandy Spurdle did Y chromosome studies, this is the Y chromosome that boys get from their dad, a very interesting pattern was obtained. About half the number of males that we tested had Y chromosomes that didn't fit the patterns that were usually found in Africa. In one particular group or clan within the Lemba, the Buba, one Y chromosome pattern was very similar to what was seen among Jewish priests or the Kohanim. And so this brought a closer linkage with their oral history and suggestions of maybe Jewish origins. So most recently, I've now taken the studies even further, used the more recent genetic markers that now define the Cohen pattern, and re-looked at.
So, family, I want to just pause there for a minute. Okay, so I've seen this, what she said, she's, as far as one that do genetics testing on ones. And she was in a video that I saw that was made some years back. And she lined up the ones that she had tested from the Lemba tribe, said that they were connected to the origins of people from the Middle East. That they, as far as their DNA test did not link with other, as far as on the continent. So now what you about to hear her say is that you can't tell, by a cultural what your DNA is. Like you can't say, oh, the Baptist is this because their DNA, or the Jewish people is this because their DNA. So how did this all came about? I want you to just put this in, in mind. How did this all came about there was a certain blood type that would link someone to be of a Jewish faith, or from tribe Judah. How did this came about? Because they did the testing and they went back with the DNA all the way back to Adam. And they are some people who are, descendants of slaves in America who actual DNA tests go be, way before Adam. So what would put it in, the area and say, oh, the Middle East is what she had said in a previous. And now she is saying, well, we can't really tell. It's like if, maybe someone got to her, or either the Jewish people wanted to prove who they were by DNA. So they, try to link up with the actual people of the tribes whenever they come across one, say, oh, they practice a custom. They got it down packed. They got to be the biblical people because they know who we are. At the end of the day, those Khazars know who we are, period. But evidently, at the end of the day, what she's trying to say is that she really could not link it up in that manner. But that just shows to tell you that what they're trying to pull the wool over one's eye and say, oh, no, we tested with the DNA. We link back. Now, I want to just also add this. Esau, the brother of Jacob, when you really, think about it, and understand it, the DNA should be similar, right? Because they're from two, the same mother and same father. So I saw a video just probably some days back, was speaking of the EB, and, as far as the EB1, and which one was ending with the A, and then one was ending with a B. And so, they were trying to say that Esau would consider some of his, as far as Edomites, are still looking like, the dark skinned race, and then some have got lighter. We have to know that Edom was conquered by Chittim, which was Rome, according to Jasher 90. That is a Bible, as far as a book that was taken out of the Bible, because it points to the, out of the 66 books in the King James Version, is 2 verses that points to Jasher, to the book of Jasher. So they took it out, but it does speak of Rome, which was the ancient name was Chittim, that conquered Edom, and they became one. So that could give reference to how the race got lighter, in time. But there's still some dark-skinned Edomites still, out there as what we can definitely consider. And I'm speaking what you would call so-called black. So let's continue to listen in on this.
Our Lemba samples, not only the South African samples, but also the ones we collected from Zimbabwe, because Lemba people also live there. And when we now use this new set of markers, the patterns we observed at lower levels of resolution are no longer found. So the Cohen pattern that is now described in the literature is not found in the Lemba.
So, Doctor, in conclusion, what do these results tell us about the Lemba people and their Jewish ancestry claims?
So while we can say or conclude from our genetics that the pattern is not the same, with respect to claim of identity by culture, no genetic test can tell you that. So the most powerful message I want to get out of this is that genetic ancestry does not equal your identity. Cultural identity, individual identity is constructed using many, many, many factors.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for giving us such an insight.
So is it possible that the Jewish people came up with this type of format to prove themselves to be who they are? And there is a study that was done on them because they're saying they're, Kohanim, which they were saying that we of the Levitical part, far as tribes. That's what they're saying, the Jewish people saying. But the Lemba have actually practiced and therefore been carrying out from oral from the time they left. And if you heard in previous video where it says their forefather were from the Babylonian captivity, they married strange wives, foreign wives. And when they got back, as we read in Ezra 9 and also 10, they had to send their wives and kids back. But some of them said, according to some of the Lemba tribes, said their forefathers went with the wives. They were exiled from the land. Wow. So here we go, family. Let's continue to listen.
The overview on the origins of the Lemba people. Rico Sweetwater's Hamutenda. Ke dutse le bontate ba the Lemba Cultural Association. Ba tlo re tlhalosetsa setho sena sa ba Lemba. Ni mashironi. Setho sena sa Lemba. Batho bana ba Lemba ba tswa ho kae? Se qadile ho kae pele se tlo kgona ho fitla mona Africa?
Hawa ba Lemba ni Majuda. Hawa ba Lemba vo vangi ni Israel.
So family, again, something deep within me, and I'm just saying me, because we are so separate from them and has been due to the distance, due to just what have been put in us and what perhaps have been put in them to have us not to connect. And I truly want to say it's biblical in a lot of ways that the Almighty, have set it up this way. But when they speak of an area, the way how, just say if these crooked, wicked, people have flipped the map, have done such and such, when they speak of an area, is it possible that we are, talking of a name because it has been changed in time, but they're talking about a different whole location and they don't know that we don't know, they're thinking that we know what they're talking about, but they could be talking about something totally different and this world know it. You understand what I'm saying? Family, let's pay close attention, not only to this video, but let's continue to seek the Most High for unveiling the truth, because they could think that the world talking about what they're talking about. You understand? But they could be talking about someplace totally different that is not even in the Middle East as it says. As you said, we'll probably see in this video too, said they were, their name was called the House of Sinners. Not like sinner, but sinners. Sinner, I believe that's how you pronounce it. So you have to understand that these people have went and changed over all these names and maps. And why America got their names. If you try to go deep within areas of the map, try to, look at certain things, it's blocked and has America, you need to get in by a passcode for areas in Africa. Get that. So we here in America, or wherever we at, where they at, they know where the places and know what this is and that is, but they got turned upside down too because of colonizing and all that. But just say, I just feel as something is deeper than what it is. And the Almighty is going to unveil. Because a lot of what they're talking about and want to put it like we're in the Middle East, where we say the Middle East today, it's a great chance because it always, still, have made a stand with me that Ham only had 4 sons. 4 sons. Why would the Almighty, give the whole continent, which is 54 to 55 countries, to Ham? Sons, he only had 4, but we the promised seed line with the 12 tribes, and we only got that little area that, according to what the Bible says, in that, inside where they says from Goshen going back, up and beyond near the Euphrates. And just family, does that really add up to you? That if you look at the 4 areas that Ham had, Canaan was the land where, say, was our land, right? And they try to say Shem is where Saudi Arabia and all that, and Yemen, that's our land. Okay, but Canaan was there where they said, the Bible says he went and took over the land. But then right by Canaan is Egypt. Right by Egypt is what is Libya. Right by Libya, it's, below Egypt is Ethiopia. Those are 4 nations of the 4 sons, right in close proximity. But the rest of Africa, who that was for? If you look at the map, look at where the 4 sons put in, Egypt and Cush and Canaan. All they were in the same proximity. So what happened to the rest of the countries? The rest of the land mass on the continent of Africa? Do you find that kind of odd? Well, I do. And I truly believe, I'm praying and seeking the Almighty to open and unveil truth and understanding. Because what they have done, they have changed names, and then they have made it into like a missionary site or something of what it used to be. And change it. And then got it locked down. Why would they do that? Why America got their hands so much into all those areas, like, when you see a lot of them, like so-called whites gravitate to, like South Africa, you better wake up, because something there. We better understand. So one can say the whole earth was full of different type of like gold and, silver and, diamonds and different, jewels. But when you think about Africa, the continent of Africa, what's called that, is all, full with everything from what the earth needs to continue, in a sense. Everything comes out of Africa. Think about it, family. It's deeper than what we, will ever know. But just when they're talking from a place as though the world talking from a place that we think we talk from the same place. No, I think it's beyond what we would ever know, because, they're looking at it, oh, this is what y'all talk about because this is what the map said, this is what we were told. Now it's called this. But literally, I feel like it's totally different. Okay.
The Southern Kingdom of Israel. Zvino ava valemba hova una dzindwa nyinji ngachipinga chakale chakumakulu kwasho. Zvino osvika chipinga chamusi uchido tubiwa ava valemba vachiswa ange in Mesopotamia ngangwa wa 586 BC. Zvino ava valemba babu Babylonian the priest bakujia ava valemba vataurwa venavo. By then they were called the Senators. Arabachisatsange kabuku ya Ezra. Bado bawana ava vasena musi bacho patulula mdiwa ange ni Jerusalem. Ela micheto yawa bacho patulula ange Jerusalem.
Jwale papa ne re kopa o re tlhalosetse ka religion ya batho ba Lemba.
Rine sa Balemba zwiatula zwiaila ende mulemba muṅwe na muṅwe ri khou ita khuwelelo kha mvelelo yashu ya vhurereli uri a huna mulembo no ḓo rabela muṅwe muya wa vhathu vho faho kale kana kholomo kana mbudzi kana thanda rabela mudzimu muthihi we ishi vho mutenda vha tshi khou amba ngaye. Zwino Vhalemba ndi vhathu vhane vha tshi rabela mudzimu wavho vhaṱoḓiwa. Ndi ngazwo culture yashu i kha side la vhurereli a iho huṅwe.
Ne re kopa hape le re tlhalosetse hore LCA, le Lemba Cultural Association, e thomile neng le hore why e le hobaneng e le bohlokwa.
My lady, shalom. my lady. Say shalom. 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 Shabbat. Shalom.
Shalom.
Mafungo akoro. You know, LCA ngamaleta ashikuwa. Lemba Cultural Association. Your purpose was 1944. Aiwa kabakara. Otuwa bomutenda mbelengwa. Borasibe chele rapakatai Hamisi Madima. Na mwana wabo basafu. Batuwa na mwana wabo mtswale bokuzingana Petros. Vaya vondo amkala mswale zore balemba bakotomo barangana lwa chote bakoherana rina muhumbulo wa utoma association yoba kubanganya ya uwisa mvelele yaburi badivane badalerane bamalelane balicho mara batsinda bawele chikale na mashudu abuye kabone bame.
Papatso re ithuta ka mokgwa batho ba Lemba ba pheyang ka teng. Jwale he dula fela hona mo o seke wa tšhintšha le channel ka gore ra khutla e se gale. Yesu ke ditsele ba mogolo ba rona ba tlo go jotsa ka bophelo ba ba Lemba. Di
Machelone a botse.
So go ne re kopa le re tlhalosetse gore ba Lemba ba phela jwang ka letsatsi la bona ba etsang go tloa ha ba tsoa go fitlela ha ba lo robala ba etsang ka letsatsi la bona.
Re tše vuanga machelone. Ai re jia mondilo ra tamba. A re tshi fedza falani ra la muladza wa vuswa ha mulova.
So le ja dijo tse jwang bo
re ne ro bebiwa ri va Lemba a ri le nguluve. A ri le chitu cho faho.
Chitu cho faho ra risadi. Na kholomo yo fa dangani va Lemba va chi fa vathu avali. Ya fa yo fa dangani ya Mulemba va bidza vathu ridani ji. Abone abali yofa bala yo to shijiwa ngalufa
ntho ngwe re batla go itse ba gore bana ba lona le ba hodisa jwang.
Re ba hodisa nga mukhonoyo re ba hodisa re tshikwa ba godisa mukhonoyo
ka lenyalong la ba Lemba le melao ya teng e reng gona le melao na ha ile re teng ne re kopa le re tlhalosetse ka yona le hore le phela jwang ka hara lenyalo.
a re tšate ra re hito mala tse o to vidziwa malidzila a da muthu muthihi oro vhavhili vha disa tshelede vha ḓo u nyaga musidzana a ri tšate a ri tšate Tshivenḓa tshashu tsha kale Lemba
re fukedza dzinguvo ra swika ra dzena ngiwo hadzi ri tshikokova nga magolo tshikokova ri tshia dzinduni yange ra ḓa ra ḓola ra ḓodziwa zwiṅwe zwo no pfi luvhundi ra ḓodza luvhundi ra kona u bvisiwa pfi muselo o bvela nnḓa.
Jwale he ba gaeso re tšhakela family ya batho ba Lemba gore bona ba re bontsha gore mehla le mehla ba phela bophelo bo bo jwang le dijo tse ba di apeyang di jwang. Ba gaeso jwale ka re tseba gore batho ba Lemba ba phela ka ga di-community tse na leng di-culture tse fapaneng empa bona ba na le tsela ya bona ya ho etsa dintho tse itseng tse tshwanang le ho pheya le dijo tse ba di jang. Jwale he ha re eng re lo bona taba ke eo. Okay.
Ya khulana. Vaya kwada.
Wa kwada, mase ko wa fana ko ngwa Tshivenda. Wa khutedze na mulilo. mufumakadzi izvi ndi mafuri a bikiwa u shela maḓi nyana maṱukuṱuku kha bodo wa bika ndi dzimbali a ḽiwa so zwino izwi ndi muroho ndi mukusule hoyu mukusule ndi hoyu u no itiwa dovhi tshumelo mukegulu ezwi u thoma bikiwa nḓuhu hedzi u thomiwa muroho vha kona u shela nḓuhu hedzi
muroho le metsi
na maḓi nyana maḓi nyana u fana na musi ni tshi bika tshipinichi
wa shela muno zwiṱukuṱuku zwi tshi vhona uri wo vhibva kana una tamatisi wa shela tamatisi wa shela nḓuhu hedzi
wa ḽita zwino hezwi ndi mahuyu khuvha hayi a si ya Tshivenḓa a Tshivenḓa ndi zwiṅwe zwithu zwiṱukuṱuku ndi mahuyu maṱukuṱuku zwino haya ndi ya tshikhuwa ri a ṱavha hafha miḓini
ke di-fruits ke desserts
ndi mutshelo nda ṅwata
So family, I'm going to actually speed it up a little bit due to the actual storage I have with my phone. There's a lot going on. But I'll share the link and you can see the remaining of it. But I want to bring your attention to what had been spoken in the beginning. It spoke of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that they're, as far as speaking of them as being the forefathers of their, of them, the Lemba. And also where it's spoken, where they were in Mesopotamia, where Ezra, when they went to Babylonia, and I had shared in previous Babylonian, I have shared in previous video where they were actual, as far as the wives that they married, it was considered foreign. When they were there, they took on foreign wives, strange wives, and they had to, according to the Bible, it said they sent them back and the kids, but it didn't say that some of our forefathers went with them, and they actually end up living in Yemen, and from Yemen to I want to say Zimbabwe, and then to of course, South Africa, Mozambique, and then to Zimbabwe. So interesting. So one moment.
vha ṱoḓo ita mini zwine ri khou ṱoḓo ita fai ri khou ita kosha bread modza ndi zwiḽiwa zwe mudzimu a laedza kha Exoda kha Tora a tshi vhudza Vhaisiraele uri Vhaisiraele kha vha ite hovhu vhurotho ndi vhurotho he ra vhuḽa musi.
So it says, told the Israelites to always prepare this bread during the Passover. Hallelujah. Wow. So we're going to finish here this part. Then I'm actually cut here and then share the rest of the video in time and where you can go back and see it all in full.
Nduri tshifhinga tshoṱhe hezwi ri tshi ita vhuṱambo ha Paseka ha Passover ri tshi khou humbula u pfukekanya musi ri tshi khou pasa over bva Egypt u ya Kanana ri khou shumisa flour i sina mbilisa uri hei nthu hei flour i songo ita mini i songo kukumuwa ngauri murena ene muṋe Yehova amba uri ri songo ḽa mini zwine zwa vha na mbilisa nga ngomu musi ri tshi vhu ita vhurotho hovhu vhurotho a si recipe kha ṅwe ine ra tou ita i tou bva ha muṋe washu Yehova ndi ene we ya tou i directory ni tshi ita ni ite nga nḓila yo raliho ni dovhe ni ite i si vhe na mini na mbilisa khayo.
So family, I'm going to close out here. It's actually 16 minutes and 23 seconds into the video. Very interesting. So just our, family who are, on the other side, of course, what we would say the world, but actuality, we so close because we serve the same Almighty. And so many people have said some things that, I've came to see some, areas on which is considered the map, that things that are not shown on the regular map, and some people say that Africa is not that far from us at all. And some people also says, I've seen on the map where Egypt at one point in time came all the way down from what you would call it wasn't even called Kush. Egypt came all the way down beyond that area where where it says Ethiopia at. So family, we have to know that we're dealing with have some wicked people, demonic people, but we got to always remember that the Almighty is in control, and He set things up accordingly and have things to come, from one angle to the next, and we just have to trust in Him for all things, even though we, eager and we want to understand more about different things, but we always got to remember that He's in control. All right, family, blessings to you all, and I will share the link in this video that you can start watching from 16 minutes and 23 seconds. Have a great rest of your day. Shalom.